I'm Sandra Dowick, guest host on Living 365 TV. Today, it's time to stop waiting and start living 365.
Hi, I'm Rita Roberts. I'm a guest host today on Living 365. It's time to stop waiting and time to start living 365.
Welcome to Living 365 TV, the show designed to help you stop waiting and start living. We're here to bring you real experts, real tools for real people like you. Welcome back to our show. We're so glad to see you again. Today we're talking about parenting issues, and not even issues, challenges, things that are going on for parents and kids. I myself am a single mother of 4 children, ranging from 6 to 17, 2 boys, 2 girls. I get the full gamut going on. So I've brought in some experts today to talk about the things that we parents are facing and some of the things our kids are going through as well. Joining me, I have Sandra Dowick, parenting coach from PT Coach Parenting Solutions. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And Rita Roberts, also known as Reiki Rita. She's an intuitive healer, teacher, author, and spiritual life coach. Welcome, Rita. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Now, some people might be looking at me saying, why do we have the spiritual coach at the parenting show? And I want to start right off the bat by saying parenting is something that involves mind, body, and spirit, I believe. So we've brought Rita in here to give us that perspective today. And Sandra has got her coaching practice going on, so she's going to give us some great tips.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you. So you have 4 children.
I do. I have 4 children of my own. My oldest is 17. 16, 13, and then a 3-year-old.
Wow, 3 teenagers at the same
3
time.
teenagers, that's correct.
Very nice.
3 of them are unique themselves.
Yeah.
So it has been challenging, but they are amazing.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's been a blessing.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And Rita, you?
I have 3 as well. 24, 26, 28.
Okay.
So I bypassed the sort of physical needs. Now I'm into the mental, emotional
Okay.
parenting.
Right.
So
right.
it's a different sort of challenge. And again, no one prepares you for this.
Yeah.
So I think what I want to add is that I'm bringing an energetic perspective
Yes.
to parenting.
Okay.
Because we all know as parents, it's physically exhausting. So
Absolutely.
that's the spin that I want to take.
Yes.
Talk about energy and where a parent's
Right.
energy lands, and then
Right.
what happens
Right.
when it's high and what happens when it's low.
Right. And that's where I come in as well, is that it doesn't have to be exhausting. There are techniques, there are
Exactly.
things that I can do to help make parents' lives much easier so they don't have to feel that exhaustion.
I love this. So it's like, this is sort of what we're facing, and you're like, and we don't have to face
We
it.
don't
So
have to.
sure, help is
exactly.
already on the way.
Yes.
Now, I
Yes.
know as in our little green room, as we like to call it over there,
Right.
I heard the conversation as I was
Right.
preparing about
Yes.
sleep, and I want to touch on that right away, because from the minute your children are born, your sleep patterns change radically.
Absolutely. they
And
do.
I'm just curious what you see and what you've seen as well, Rita, in terms of how that affects yourself as a parent,
Okay.
and also how sleep patterns can actually impact our children.
Absolutely. Children can't focus. They don't grow when they are lacking sleep. And I think that is one of the biggest issues that I'm seeing with children. They are sleep deprived. Parents are having to lie in bed with them for hours and or having to sleep with them overnight in their beds, and the child is not getting the well rest that they need. So I think that is one of the biggest issues, is sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you finding the same thing?
Well, here's absolutely. Here's my perspective. I'm always anyone who knows me will always hear me say balance, balance, balance. Because let's face it, we can't be healthy all the time.
No.
We can't be unhealthy all the time.
No.
So we can't be good all the time. Can't
Right.
be bad all the time. So as humans, we want to kind of find an even kilter. Children are exhausted because parents are exhausting them.
Absolutely. Yes.
Parents are exhausting them because
Yes.
there's a lot of guilty parents out there. A lot of
Yes.
parents that feel
Right.
shamed or
Yes.
tired, so they sort of take the easy way.
And
Sure,
that's what
Sandy,
we were
you find
talking
that.
about in the green room is
Yes.
that what I'm finding is that parents have a very short period of time with their children at nighttime. The last thing they want to do is discipline their children
Yes.
when they get home. So all these children are getting away with a lot of unnecessary behaviors, right? Which causes even more stress and exhaustion on the parents. But if they understand that their child is looking for attention, there's ways of giving your child that attention in a positive manner, and rather than them coming home and acting out and receiving your negative attention.
Yes.
Right? So that is what I'm finding.
And definitely something I've learned over the years is quality versus the quantity. So
Absolutely.
having, for those of us, and for those of us that only have one, but even for those of us who have multiple children, to be
Right.
all things to all of your children and give them the same individual attention that you want to give to each one, it's very difficult to do. And I had to learn, especially once I became a single mother,
Right.
is to spend quality time with them.
Yes.
I used to try and bring activities together that were all for all four, and I stopped
Right.
doing that.
No.
But because it's very tiring.
No.
But I wonder too with regarding the sleep. And when you say that, kids having, because I know what you're talking about, having to stay there and lay down with them, but also the amount of stimulation that we're getting
Right.
throughout the day, not only
Yes.
as children, but
Yes.
as adults,
adults.
in terms of even kind of shutting the body down
Right.
because the mind keeps going.
Yes, absolutely. I'm finding that parents are completely stressed out at nighttime, so they're very high tense. And the children feel this. They sense their amount of stress. So in
Absolutely.
turn, their children are going to be stressed. I get, a lot of, why does my child behave like this? Why does my children act like this? And then I go into their home, and usually I can point it out pretty quickly.
This would be why
Yes.
that's happening.
Yes, yes. And a lot of parents have a hard time of picking up the phone because they feel like, okay, should I ask for help? And if I do, am I going to be judged? Right? Like, am I going to be judged? Are they going to frown against me with my parenting? No, absolutely not.
Right.
I want to come in and I want to help you develop different techniques to make your life easier and to take away a lot of that stress that the families are feeling every day, so that parents can have that. And my big goal, the reason why my company is called Parent Time, is to allow the parents their parent time away from their children as well. So when your children are where they need to be, then the parents can be where they need to be.
Yeah.
So
And do you find though that more parenting, because we use the term parenting, but and the men are maybe going to write into me on this one. I find that women tend to be the ones that try to correct parenting more than, or correct is maybe the wrong word, but they're more concerned, or they have more guilt over their
Yes,
parenting
absolutely.
than men do. I don't know what you all see in your
well,
practices.
Before I sort of tackle that,
Yep.
I want to agree with something Sandra said. So what you're going in as a professional is from the intention of love.
right.
To help these people
Absolutely.
recreate love
Yes.
again in their
Love.
lives. Their couplehood. Right. So my book, again, is about parents with price tags. Heal yourself of family dysfunction. Learn to love your children unconditionally. You can't love unconditionally until you love yourself unconditionally.
Yes.
So many people have come to me through emotional healing,
Right.
depressed, anxious, suicidal. And it always goes back to self-worth.
Right.
I don't see value. I don't love myself.
Right.
Where does this come from?
Right.
So my motto is happy parents, equal happy children, equal happy. Let's take it
Absolutely.
further.
Yes.
Happy society.
Yes,
We're all worried
absolutely.
about the world out there.
Yeah.
However, families are small cultures. So my motto as well, healing one family at a time.
Right.
So here's the deal. If everybody gets happy,
Right.
which is the highest vibration,
Right.
closest to love,
Okay.
right? Then a lot of this stress, we lose a lot of energy
Right.
to unhappiness.
Absolutely.
We've got people in hating their jobs,
Yes.
hating their
Yeah.
life, hating their body,
Right.
hating their partner, You know what I mean?
I see
So
a lot
that's
of
a
a lot
lot of
of your
energy
last
loss.
point. Unfortunately, I do see a lot of that.
Yeah.
The last thing that parents want to do is they dread the end of the day.
Yeah.
Having to go pick up their child and what's to come, and then the husband comes home and there's nothing but tension and arguments and fights
Right.
in front of the children, and the children are just like, and then they wonder why their children are feeling the anxiety that they're feeling.
Yeah,
right?
and one of the reasons I was asking the question about the balance in the parenting rules is that I find, if someone's watching today to look at you and to hear how your views, is to really reinforce that there is no judgment from people like
No,
yourself,
absolutely
because
not.
people, and it tends to be, I feel that's where I was going with it, is
Right.
more women. We tend to feel like we're supposed to just naturally know how to
Know
mother.
how
It's
to do it.
innate.
No.
You're born with it's an
No,
instinct. Mother's
absolutely not.
instinct, right? But there are
nothing
certain
natural about
things
it.
that so they don't reach out for help because they
Right.
feel like, and it comes back to what you're saying, because they feel devalued or they feel unworthy or they're
Yes.
failing, that they
Yes.
may not try to engage your services because
Right.
they feel like,
And
well,
that's
you
what I'm
probably have,
finding.
you guys have your
Yep.
shit all together, your
Yep.
kids are perfect,
No,
your children
trust
are
me,
wonderful,
trust
you don't have
me.
any issues, kind of
Sure.
thing.
I
Let's
didn't
talk
learn
about
this
that.
overnight, right? It took many, many, many years to develop that. I'm a divorcee. I was previously married, and I'm the first one to admit that my ex-husband and we did a lot of bickering back and forth in front of our children, and it was completely unhealthy, and it was not fair to them. But it took me years to say, hey, wait a minute, that's not the way that parents should interact in front of their children. That's not fair. And then stopped doing that and realized, that my children, hey, they're happy when I'm happy,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Because from the energetic perspective, I know when I'm stressed, busy, overwhelmed, my energy changes, and I always often liken myself to the epicenter. And like, I send out these little vibes, and I can start to see it one by one. My kids start to get off kilter because my energy is not balanced and grounded. And
Right.
when you're the epicenter,
Right.
now everybody else trickling off of you now is shifted as well. So
Right.
the behaviors start changing, the tempers start flying,
Right.
somebody's hitting, and there's a lot more crying going on.
yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I guess what people don't realize is that parenting is the single most hardest job out there.
It's the
You are molding and
Yes.
shaping
Right.
another human being.
For the rest of
It's
their
not like
lives.
any other job. You can go in, take a course, download the manual. Okay. So in my mind, this is where I sort of become that advocate for children. No longer are we going to use this sort of excuse. There's no manual for this. There's a manual for everything out there. Let's
Yeah.
create one.
Right.
So I think it's high time that parents learn the skill.
Right.
You would never ever think about getting in a car without learning how to drive it.
Right?
But yet we got parents parenting by trial and error, hoping that out of the 5 kids, my mother used to say this, maybe one of you will be a good one. I'm like, oh my God, no pressure there. Am I the good one? Yeah. So I actually, in fact, played the good one, but you know what? I was never the bad one.
Right.
So I was so out of balance.
Right.
My life I was this chameleon. I was through my marriage, through my life.
Yeah.
It was like, what do you want me to be? I'll be it. So I never knew who I was.
No.
So
and neither
and
did
that's
I.
the thing.
Yeah.
And parenting is a feeling job. It's not an aesthetic job.
Yeah.
So what's that? Well, it is and it isn't. So what happens?